Hello, I just want to make this video because it's time to make something like this to hold myself accountable. And I mean, the long story short, before I really get into it, is the fact that I have to absolutely 100% trade my strategy and trade my system 100%. No little other trades, no trying to cheat the system. And that way of thinking, I mean, it's a small mistake to begin with, but time and time again, I have found that it leads to a slippery slope that I never recover from. And if I do recover from it, it is extremely, extremely lucky. And if I'm not recovering from it, then I'm either losing a huge amount of my portfolios or completely blowing up my accounts. This has already happened once and it almost happened again. And it's just so disgusting to imagine that I could possibly be going back to my bank and depositing more money into Coinbase and then transferring that money back into MT4 just because I blew up my accounts. That's just so disgusting because I've put in so much work on these spreadsheets and these numbers, just to not trust my system, because I know my system and I know I've calculated exactly how much risk I can be taking. And then, for example, I've just been trading Aussie JPY, and here's the thing: I get the setup and then I buy in, and then like I was buying in right here, and then I was expecting it to go to all-time highs. Well, guess what? It didn't. It came back under here. So and that's very typical because my system is only like 40 or 45% profitable. I think it's about 45. So that means the majority of the time I'm going to be actually losing. So the fact that I get my signal in here after the third break, and then I'm buying, if I bought my one position where I need to buy it, then that's fine. But then I go ahead and think that it's coming up here, and that's only a 45% chance that it will. And yet I'm adding my entire account. And here's where the slope gets extremely slippery, and then it's a snowball effect into complete and utter devastation, is because I think I'm right. So I think it's going up here. And if I'm adding all these positions, then I'm just saying, I don't care about the odds. I don't care about my strategy. I'm going off my gut feeling, and I'm plowing all my money into here. And I have a huge ego because I don't realize that it can come down here, and that it actually did right there. Yet I plow all my money in here on maximum leverage, and it came down here. I got stopped out of one account. I actually blew up one of my accounts, my 14% account. All the other accounts this time around somehow luckily survived. And I managed to get out of here alive when it was chopping around. And I got out yesterday right up in here, and then overnight slams down here. So what happens, I held it overnight in here, and I luckily survived the next morning. But it's incredible the amount of pain, the amount of physical pain that I was actually feeling, the amount of emotional stress that I placed all my entire accounts on this one trade in time, on a couple of days, expecting it to go up here. And I mean, it's the more likelihood was that it was going down here. There's a higher percentage chance that it's going down here, and I'm betting the farm on it. So I can't. This is not sustainable. Throwing Hail Marys every single trade. I cannot throw a Hail Mary every single trade. That is not the strategy, because I throw a Hail Mary and it goes down here, and I'm back to square one. I'm back to pulling money out of my actual account. I can't afford to go back to Chase and put more money in my trading account. If I want to be a trader, I need to trade like a trader, and I have to stay in the game. If I'm throwing Hail Marys, I'm every single play, and I'm just down on my knees praying. I swear, God, please just have this trade work out, and I won't do this again. It's not sustainable, and I'm not going to survive in this game. And it comes down to, do I want to be a trader? And yes, I do want to be a trader. Do I want to go back to working some manual labor job? Do I want to go to work for some fire department? Not really. That's not what I want to do. I want to be at home. I want to be on my computer. I want to be intelligent. I want to have proper risk management. And that is the only way I'm going to stay in this game and be able to be a trader, is by having actual risk management. I can't be down on my knees praying to God every single night to save me, because there's going to be those nights that he's not going to save me, and that I could be in positions way over leveraged, and it comes down here, and then my accounts blow up, and then I have to go get more money. Well, where does that money come from? That money comes from my Chase account, and I don't have infinite amounts of money to lose. So that means I have to do a proper position sizing. That is the key right there, is risk management. I cannot be risking the farm on any single trade, and I have to be humble, and I have to realize that I'm not always right. And even if I see something here and I think, yes, it's going to go, well, clearly, I've experienced this so many times. It doesn't always go my way, and normally it doesn't. So I have to position myself appropriately according to my backtesting results, and even go a little more conservative and follow the rules 100%. Thinking I'm going to get away with something is the road to destruction. So going a little bit deeper to explain my psychology and the absolutely sickening deterioration, it quickly, rapidly deteriorates into all-out mayhem and mental anguish. It's when I see the trade, I get in the trade, and rather than just putting one trade on, if it goes lower, I'll add, and then I'll add, and I'll add more, and I'll add more, and I'll say, I'm going to be right. I'm averaging down, and this is going to come back. And what if it doesn't? What if it comes down here? Then all this mental energy that I put into these trades, I can't easily let it go, and that's hard for me. I can't let it go. So therefore, if I can't let it go, I cannot allow myself to take that trade. I have to resist the urge to take that trade if I know that I can't let it go, because in trading, and these trades that do or don't work out, the ones that don't work out, I have to let them go, and I have to cut my losses. I have to be a good loser. I have to say, Jake, you took a trade, but you're wrong on this one, and you have to get out and take your loss, take your small loss. You can't take 80% losses on my accounts. And I've had a couple accounts go from either a couple $100 or $1,000 literally down to $1 or $0, because either doing this, averaging down, not letting it go, and then when it comes way down here, I'm actually literally forced out. So I have to get out before that happens. I have to get out according to my rules. And then another thing I'll do is, if I don't just keep averaging down, another stupid thing I do, like let's go to the 5-minute chart. I will start trading this, and I'll see something like this, and I'll buy it, and then it'll start coming down, and I'll get scared out, and I'll be totally wishy-washy. It's either one of two things: the hammerhead mentality, where it's like I'm getting in, and then I'm averaging down, and I will not let it go until it literally takes all my money and sucks me out. I won't let it go. That's the hammerhead mentality. And then the other mentality I fall into is the wishy-washy mentality, where it's like it's going up, and then, okay, I'll buy in, and then it starts going down, and I'll be like, dang it, it's going to undercut here. So I'll start shorting, and then it does this, and then I say, oops, it's going up. And then I start buying in here, and then it starts going down. And then I'm like, okay, now I'll sell. So basically I've lost here, I've lost here, I've lost here, I've lost here, and I lose on spreads. So either one of those mentalities, the wishy-washy mentality or the hammerhead mentality, are two fatal mentalities to fall into. And I have been I have fallen into both of those mentalities, and both of them are equally destructive to the account portfolio. And another thing about not following my rules 100% is the amount of mental energy that I'm putting into these trades. If I put everything on the line. So for this setup, it got my third undercut here, and then I got a MACD entry. So I was entering in here. So that's fine. I could put on one position and I could walk away. And for these next, the 6th, the 7th, the 8th, and the 9th, and the 10th of February, like 3 or 4 days, I could have been enjoying myself, doing productive things. And what was I doing instead? What was I doing during these 3 days and every other time that I have put everything into one trade? Well, I've been 100% consumed by the trade that I cannot function. I cannot move. I'm glued to the screen. My life is taken away. So this is not sustainable again. Having so much vested in one single trade that I'm so attached to it that I can't walk away from the screen. I can't breathe properly. I can't enjoy my life. I have to pray to God. And if I'm not praying to God, I'm in depression, saying, why do I always lose? Why can't I just get one right? Well, that's not what this game is. Now, that's not about, one trade working out. It's about risk management and properly positioning myself. Some I'm going to win, some I'm going to lose, and I know the risk to reward ratios. That's what it comes down to, is risk management. And I have none. If I'm putting everything into my trade, it's just going with my gut feeling, and gut feelings are not going to work out because these charts fake me out so much. So I can't do it based on gut feeling. I have to stick to my rules 100%. So that's that. Anytime I think about disobeying my rules or going against the rules, I need a big smack over the head and a realization. Rewatch this video and realize that it's not sustainable long-term, physically, mentally, emotionally, time-wise. My account balances are going to dramatically suffer. I can't continually afford to replenish the lost money that I lose doing stupid things. So I want to be a trader. I need to be a trader. And I am a trader if I can just follow these rules. And I know the rules I need to follow. And I deserve this. I've put in the work. I've put in literally over a year looking at charts. It's been about a year and a half or two looking at these charts, and I've come up with a strategy. So if I have come up with a strategy with a year's worth of effort, do I think I'm going to outsmart that strategy just based on my alligator brain? No, it's actually going to do the opposite. So it's time for me to seize and grab my success and appreciate the work that I've put in, and start appreciating that work by following the rules that work says that I need to follow. So grab your success, grab my success, go out there, get it, do things right, do things the right way, and watch the rewards come in. And it's time to be happy about it, and it's time to be joyful, and it's time to breathe properly and follow the rules so my mind can be clear and free and positive and not in a fearful state. And follow the rules 100%. Do not deviate from them. That's my message today.